Russian soldiers strike Ukrainian airfields as Zelensky requests fighter planes. Russian forces pounded key airfields in central Ukraine and launched a new assault on the besieged port city of Mariupol, according to Russian and Ukrainian officials, as Moscow pressed on with its invasion despite new Western economic threats and fierce resistance from Ukraine's outgunned defenders. Russian jets, rockets, and artillery launched the latest strikes as people continued to rush through Ukraine's western border. At least 8 people were killed in an artillery fire on the outskirts of Kyiv, Ukraine's capital, as families prepared to board buses to evacuate the region near Irpin. Russian shelling violated a temporary ceasefire in Mariupol for the second day in a row, impeding attempts to evacuate civilians in the Black Sea city, where more than 200,000 people remain besieged. According to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Filippo Grandi, more than 1.5 million Ukrainian refugees have fled to neighboring countries since the invasion began on February 24. According to him, the mass migration is the fastest growing refugee catastrophe in Europe since World War II. Grandi reportedly projected that the battle might displace more than 4 million people in the next weeks. Throughout the weekend, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky pleaded for international military assistance to shut the sky to Russian planes. Zelensky warned of a Russian aircraft attack on Odessa, a historic city on the Black Sea coast with a population about equal to San Jose, California. Ukrainian officials reportedly stated that Russian armored columns were making steady advances in the country's southeast. An international nuclear watchdog accused Russian occupants of meddling with Ukrainian management at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power station in southern Ukraine, increasing worries of an accidental nuclear mishap in the midst of the fog of war. The facility, Europe's largest nuclear power station, was taken over by Russian soldiers on Friday after a rocket set fire to part of the site. Despite the fact that no radiation was released during the hit, frightening photos of the attack alarmed Ukrainian officials and nuclear specialists alike. Russia launched rockets at the Kharkiv Institute of Physics and Technology, which has a small nuclear reactor, according to Ukraine's leading security agency on Sunday. Russian President Vladimir Putin denied targeting people, instead blaming Ukraine. He stated that the invasion may still be stopped, but only if Kyiv ends hostilities. The unrelenting strikes prompted new threats from the Biden administration and many NATO allies of tougher sanctions against Russia, ranging from war crimes investigations to possible limitations on Russia's oil exports, which are a bedrock of its economy. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the administration was in extremely active negotiations with European allies about potentially restricting Russian oil sales, and Republican and Democratic politicians indicated such an action would get bipartisan support in Congress. What Vladimir Putin is doing is not only terrible violence to men, women, and children, he's doing terrible violence to the very principles that keep peace and security around the world, Blinken said on Sunday during a visit to Moldova, Ukraine's southwestern neighbor now fearful of becoming Putin's next target. We can't allow either of those things happen without consequences, because doing so opens a Pandora's box that we will horribly, deeply regret. Russian strikes on 2 critical aviation facilities have created new doubts about Ukraine's capacity to fight Moscow's control of the sky. Airstrikes were launched at a military airbase about 150 miles southwest of Kyiv and a commercial airport in Vinnytsia, about 70 miles southeast of the city. While the extent of the damage cannot be determined independently, the assaults may deprive Ukraine of functional airstrips as the nation begs Western allies to provide fighter jets to battle Moscow's incursion. In a video message, Zelensky acknowledged that the strike on Vinnytsia had totally demolished the airport. In the same message, Zelensky, who has frequently sought NATO to support him in defending his nation against Russian airplanes, requested help in waging an air war. Every day, we say, close the skies over Ukraine. It must be closed for all Russian missiles, for all Russian military aircraft. All of these terrorists create a humanitarian airspace, Zelensky said. We are human beings, and it is your humanitarian duty to defend us. If that fails, he suggests providing airplanes so that we can protect ourselves. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, share and subscribe.